Hello Animorphs fans and welcome back to the Animorphs Reviews YouTube channel. A couple of weeks ago we started this Animorphs knockout competition and we've got the results in for the first round. Some strange results. Most of them went the way I predicted, but then there were some odd ones thrown in. And I will say, never put polls on the internet. I mean, this is a lesson that I already knew about. But it came into sharp focus this week because there were a few of these polls that were going one way, like 100%, and then over the course of like 24 hours, things switched completely. And I'll cover them as I get to them, but I'm going to go over every single one of these, and then we're going to do the draw for the next round. So, I mean, the whole poll thing on the internet, this is a bunch of fun. I mean, remember Boaty McBoatface, where they had to ask for a name for some survey vessel for the Arctic Circle, and people voted for Boaty McBoatface. Just never put polls on the internet if you're planning to take it seriously. Thankfully, it's all a bit of fun. So let's see what happened in round one. The first one was the alien versus the solution. I thought the solution would win. Apparently not. Apparently the alien is, among the fan base, more popular than the solution. It's one of those strange polls. The solution was winning, and then suddenly, over the course of a day, the alien shot ahead. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just the way it is. The diversion beat the stranger. Yeah, I get that. Now, this is interesting, and where I need to introduce a rule. So there's a draw here. The visitor versus the warning. I voted in every single one of these polls. So in order to break the tie, I'm going to remove my own vote from the 50-50s. I voted for the warning, which means the visitor wins that one and moves on into the winners contest, whereas the warning goes into the losers contest. Remember, we're trying to find the best and favourite and least favourite book. Next one. The experiment beat the separation quite handily. Not surprised. The underground beat the android. Now that is a surprise. And I think that was another one where it flipped over the course of a day, which, again, another strange result. But who knows? Who am I to say that one should have won? That's not my place to say. So apparently the underground is more popular than the android amongst this community. This was a tough one. The arrival versus the attack. It could have gone either way. And I think the better book won. The attack won 61-39. So I think that was well deserved. The beginning against the threat, another tough one. The beginning just about goes through with 54% of the vote. We got a lot of votes, by the way, on each of these, so thank you very much for voting if you did. The conspiracy beat the extreme. I think that's fair. I don't think by such a big margin, but I'm not saying that's a surprise. Visser beat Megamorphs 4, not a surprise to me. A whopping great 86% of the vote for Visser. The hidden versus the resistance. Now this was the strangest one, I think. This was the strangest. It's got 30 votes now. And after a few days, it had 12 or 13 votes. And it was 100% in favour of the resistance. And then in the space of a few hours, the hidden ratcheted it up like 15 votes. Just like bang. 15 votes in for the hidden, not a single one for the resistance. The resistance caught back up at the end, but that's probably the weirdest one. And I think there are some people coming along saying, ha ha, whatever. But I can't jump to that conclusion, so I have to play by my rules. I voted for the resistance, which means, unfortunately, the hidden apparently is the more popular. Fair enough. The hidden beats the resistance and goes through to the winners round. This one was another surprise. The mutation ran the discovery really close. That is a surprise. I thought the discovery would absolutely dominate that one. But the discovery goes through with 52%. Here's another draw. There were a few, mostly in the earlier rounds. The deception versus the reaction. I voted for the reaction, which means that the deception is the winner here because I eliminate my own vote. So the deception wins that one. The other beat the absolute. Not surprised, I voted for the other. I thought it was the better of the two books because the absolute was dross. The sacrifice smashed the journey. I'm surprised the journey even got 3 votes, honestly. 90%, I think that's the biggest victory so far. But then, I think the biggest... No, it wasn't the biggest victory of the round. It was close. The Departure, 97% over the Ultimate, which I am quite surprised by. I know that people love the Departure, but the Ultimate is also a very good book. So I was surprised to see the Departure run away with it so handily there. The Decision beat the Encounter. I'm not too surprised. The Encounter was a bit of a letdown of a book. This is a surprise. The Proposal beat Megamorphs 2 in the Time of Dinosaurs. I don't think there's a single Megamorphs book that made it through the first round. I don't think they're as popular as perhaps people think they are. The Proposal won that one. The Pretender got 69%, giggity, over the Escape. Again, no surprise. The Suspicion beat the Test. That was I thought that would be a close one, and it was sort of close. The Suspicion won with 57% of the votes, so the Helmicrons are through to the next round. This is another one where I think people were just trolling. The Answer just about beat Megamorphs 1, The Andalite's Gift. I don't think it should have been that close. I don't. The Answer won, but I think it should have won by more. But who am I to say? The Hawkbajir Chronicles beat the Exposed. This was another one where the Hawkbajir Chronicles had basically 100%, and then over a very short period of time, the Exposed got a huge batch of votes. It was like the American election. One's winning, then suddenly, but these votes have come in. Not that I'm saying the election was like forged or anything, but that's the impression that some people got out of it, just comparing it to that. This is another one of those where the Reunion just about squeaks past Alternamorphs 1. I think that was another troll vote. Or maybe people just really liked Alternamorphs. Either way, the Reunion goes through to the next round. This, I think, was the only 100% in the entire thing. The Capture beating the Unexpected by 100%. I don't think the Unexpected's that bad. Funny enough, I didn't expect it to get trounced 100% to 0, but that's what it is. And I agree that The Capture is the better book. The Return only just beats Alternamorphs. Both Alternamorphs got 45%, which, again, I think is people just having a laugh. Fair enough. If that's the way you want to have a laugh, fair enough. The Sickness just about beats out Elfangor's Secret. I personally don't think that's the correct result, but in polls, it's not down to just me, is it? So the Sickness goes through to the next round. The Change against the Illusion. This is another one of those where the Change was massively in the lead, and then suddenly the Illusion caught up. And I voted for the Change, which means I cancel my vote. And the Illusion goes through into the winners round 2. So that's unfortunate. The Prophecy beat the Unknown. It was quite close though, and I think that's fair. I think that's about right. The Message smashed the Secret, 74% to 26. No great surprise. This was actually closer than I anticipated, and I think fair enough. The Familiar got 38% against the Elmis Chronicles. Now, before I ever read The Familiar, I'd have probably thought the Elmis Chronicles just smash it. And it probably would have done anyway, but 38% is pretty good going against the Elmis Chronicles for The Familiar, so I'm proud of The Familiar's achievement. Very good. And like Chronicles beat out The Predator, two very popular books amongst the community. I think when I did this a few years ago, the Andalite Chronicles won, so I'm expecting it to do well. And it beat out The Predator relatively easily, basically 2 votes to 1. And the last two, The Invasion beat The Revelation. Again, no big surprise. And The Weakness loses, somehow getting 22% of the vote. Then again, it was against The Forgotten, which itself wasn't a great book. So that is the first round done. Now, I've done the draw for the winners and losers rounds. And they're here, and I haven't had an in-depth look at them. I've sort of stopped myself from looking at them. This is the winners round. And then we've got the... where are you going? Computer... What the hell's the computer doing? There we go, fixed it. Right, so we're going to have a look at the losers first. So we're going to split into 2 competitions now. So all the winners of the first round are going into a winner's knockout to find the favourite, and all the losers are going into a loser's knockout to find the least favourite. And the way you vote for them is the same in both rounds. So in every poll that goes up now, pick your favourite. Even if it's in the losers round, pick your favourite of the head-to-heads, okay? That's how we're doing this. So for example, Let's move this here so you can see. So losers, game 1 will be The Familiar versus Animorphs 2, The Next Passage. Now, if I were to vote, I would say my favourite of the two is The Familiar. So I would vote for The Familiar. And then when it comes to the end of the round, the book with the least amount of votes will progress to the next round of the least favourite competition. Okay? I hope that's clearly understood. Basically, in any poll that's up, vote for your favourite book. Okay? So yeah, the first one is The Familiar versus Animorphs 2. The Familiar should win that one. Animorphs 2 in the Time of Dinosaurs against The Weakness. Animorphs 2 should win that one. The Secret versus The Encounter. That could be a close one. I reckon The Encounter will win that one. The Unexpected versus The Mutation. Judging from the previous round where Unexpected got 0 votes, I think The Mutation will win that. Just judging by how well they did in the last round, I think The Mutation will win that one. Ultimate versus The Stranger, I think The Ultimate will win that one. The Android versus Animorphs 1. Android should win that one pretty easily. I'm surprised it lost in its first round. It should win that one anyway. The Change versus The Journey, I think that should be 100% in favour of The Change. It should be. Unless if The Journey wins that, then it's obvious that we've got trolls coming into the poll. Trolls in the polls. Trolls in the polls. Animorphs 4 Back to Before against Animorphs 3 Elfango's Secret. Who would win that one? There have been polls before on these where Back to Before won. So I would expect Back to Before to win that one, even though I think Elfango's Secret should win it. The Exposed versus The Unknown. I think The Unknown will win that one. The Solution versus The Escape. The Solution will win that one. The Warning versus The Resistance. I mean, come on, if The Resistance can't beat The Hidden, it's not going to beat anyone, which is unfortunate, because it's my favourite book. I'm going to say The Warning will win that one. The Absolute versus The Extreme. I hate to say it, but The Absolute will probably win that one. The Predator versus The Threat. Those are two popular books, and probably neither of them deserves to be in this round, but hey-ho. The Predator will probably win that one. The Revelation versus The Arrival, I think The Arrival will win. The Test versus The Separation, The Test will win. And The Reaction versus Animorphs 1, The Andalite's Gift. I think The Andalite's Gift will win that one. So let's zoom back over here. So that's the losers round, so expect those polls to be up. Expect all the polls, as of the release of this video, to have gone up by the time you're watching this. So go to the Communities tab, which I will bring up now. This is the Communities tab, so if you're on my page, just come to this one here. Oh, wrong one. That one there, Community tab. Scroll down and you'll find the polls in there. Cool. Winners round. This could be interesting. Okay, so The Pretender versus The Reunion. I think The Pretender will win that one. Visser versus The Decision. Visser will win that one, pretty sure. The Hawkbajay Chronicles versus Diversion. Hawkbajay Chronicles will win. These are all, I think, pretty solid choices so far. The Attack versus The Beginning. That could be interesting. I think, considering how well The Attack did against The Arrival, I think it'll be close, but I think The Attack will win that one. The Suspicion versus The Answer. That should be a clear-cut win for The Answer. Have I got... No, I've just done that one. The Proposal versus The Underground. Now, The Underground somehow beat The Android. Again, possibly trolls in the polls, but whatever. The Proposal versus The Underground. Probably The Underground. I would vote for The Proposal, but it'll probably be The Underground. The Message versus The Conspiracy. I think the Message will win that one, just about. I think it'll be another close one. The Illusion versus The Alien. The Illusion will probably win that one. The Sacrifice versus The Prophecy. Very good books, both of them. But The Sacrifice probably will and probably should win that one. The Experiment versus The Discovery. The Discovery should win that one quite easily. The Hidden versus the Almas Chronicles. The Almas Chronicles will win that. I think that'll be the most clear cut of the lot, probably. I could be wrong. Yeah, I've done that one. The Departure against the Deception. Departure will win that one. The Visitor versus the Other. Pretty sure the Visitor will win that one. The Sickness versus the Invasion. I think the Sickness will win. And the Capture versus the Return, the Capture should win. So I think the winners round is actually going to be easier to guess than the losers round, which looks like that. But this is what we're here for. It's for the fun. Even if we do get weird results, it all adds to the tension, the fun. I enjoy it. So that is the next round of the knockout competition, split into two. When you find the polls, just vote for your favourite in each. It will all work out. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you for the next round and for the next video too. So, I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!